Are you looking for that quick and easy wreath idea? Well, you came to the right place. Hello, my sweet friends, and welcome to DIY with Nadia. This was a very highly requested video after I did another one using a really quick and easy ways to do 5 Christmas wreaths. So guess what? We're going to do it once again with some new ideas. These wreaths are quick and easy. You can gift them, you can keep them, you can do whatever. Without further ado, let's get started on 5 Christmas wreaths that are 5 minutes or less. Before we get started, say hello to Santa. Leo right here. Leo, did you want to say hi to everyone? I'm so sorry the light is in your eyes, but Leo's here. And now let's get started on our wreath. I have some greenery. This is from Walmart. Whatever greenery that kind of matches with the greenery of the actual wreath would work really nicely. Then I have some Hobby Lobby ribbon that's buffalo check, and this one is 1 inch in width. This 18-inch wreath form. First things first, let's remove our tag, and we are going to open up all our branches, and I'm going to move all my branches up so that bottom part, this can be nice and flat. If there's anything like this that's sharp, just bend it over. Now that my wreath is open, I'm going to grab my greenery, and as you can see, it has this space right here between this little branch and this bundle right here, and that's where I'm going to attach it. So I'm just going to grab one of the branches and loop it around. And if you want, you can definitely lay it out to make sure that whatever greenery you're using is going to be enough. Our wreath is nice and full. Now I'm going to grab my ribbon, and I'm going to cut it into 8-inch strips. As you see, I'm zigzagging the ribbon, and that is because when I cut my strips, I'm going to cut dovetails at the same time. I have 12 8-inch strips. All I'm doing here is folding each of the endings together and cutting a little triangle, making sure to cut all the ends. Now that we're done, I'm just going to grab 2 pieces of ribbon at a time, and that's going to be kind of like our bundles. And I'm going to grab these garland ties, but you can definitely use floral wire or some pipe cleaners cut in half. So I'm just going to grab one, cut it in half, and that is how we're going to tie this to the actual wreath form. We have 12 pieces of ribbon with 2 each. That's going to give us 6 bundles. To the actual main wire here, I'm going to twist and bring these 2 greenery pieces to the front, and that's going to fill that area in a little bit, and it's going to give us this sweet little ribbon bundle. Next 2, and I'm going to attach it to the opposite side, give it a good twist, and bring the greenery to the front. Now that we have our wreath kind of separated in half, since we have 6 bundles, I'm going to do 2 here and 2 here. Now I'm going to grab some ornaments. This is a 12-piece set from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to take all the white ones, remove the little tops, and I'm going to hot glue them straight to the centers of all my bundles. This wreath was super simple. All we did was just add some greenery, cut up some ribbon, made quick little bundles, not bad, and then put an ornament in the center. I think it turned out absolutely beautiful. For this fun and easy wreath, I'm starting with some tinsel, some beautiful leaves, and this 10-inch wreath form. All 3 of these are from the Dollar Tree. And then I have some really pretty ribbon from Joann's, and it's just this beautiful dark blue with silver snowflakes. And then you're going to need a little bit of floral wire. Starting with a piece of floral wire, I'm going to attach my tinsel to the wreath form. 2 twists, and then wrap the floral wire around our wreath form. Now we're just going to wrap the tinsel all the way around the wreath. The tinsel from the Dollar Tree does come with a wire on the inside, so I'm just going to use the wire and twist together the next tinsel. And now I just continue going around and around. The ending I'm also tying in with some floral wire, and I'm just hiding the wire in between the tinsel. Now let's bring the blue in. I'm just going to put it against the wreath and put the wreath to the side. Going to make a 6-loop bow, but I'm just going to play it by ear and just start looping just around and towards the back, around and towards the center. Let's clip this in place while I get some floral wire. I'm just going to find the center. And this is another way to check, make sure all my loops are the same. Just make sure everything's nice and even. A few twists in the back. Bend the tails back so it lays down nicely and it has something to hold on to. I'm going to take my bow and I'm going to wrap it right in the center. Now I'm getting some blue floral wire. This one is 26 gauge, also from the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to secure my leaves in place. If you can't find wires that match whatever color you're using, you can just hot glue the leaves on. I had a lot of you asking me actually to do wreaths where you don't need the hot glue gun, and that's why I've been trying to show you these easy wreaths where you really don't need one. You can get away with using zip ties or some floral wire. The way I attached my leaves is the area where the top leaves are covering, and that's a nice branch. That's where I connect it because it's connected right there and you have other branches covering it. So even if you don't have floral wire that's matching color, you can still get away with using what you have on hand. I'm going to cut my tails, grabbing one of these vase fillers from the Dollar Tree and put in the center. It's going to match our ribbon and it's going to bring out the tinsel. I think it's going to just balance everything out. If I was doing this and I was not able to use a hot glue gun, I would take my little snowflake and then grab a floral wire, wrap it around the snowflake and attach it to the center. This is going to be so lovely. Get started on our wreath, we are going to need some florals, beautiful scarf, and of course a large wreath form. This one is going to be 18 inches and it's a willow wreath. I got this one at the Dollar Tree. If you can't get a hold of a willow wreath form that's 18 inches or maybe a grapevine wreath form, you can definitely grab a metal wreath form that's 18 inches from the Dollar Tree. Cover it in some white fabric or whatever fabric is going to match your scarf and go from there. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to paint my wreath form with some chalk Rust-Oleum paint in linen white. If you have a wreath form that's going to match your scarf a little better, you can definitely leave it as is. But because my scarf is gray and white, this is a warm color, it's not going to match nicely. And I'm just grabbing a shabby brush, going to go all around and paint this wreath form. Now that our wreath form is dry, I'm going to bring in the scarf. The scarf is 59 inches, and that's why you want an 18-inch frame, because you want that to look nice. The first thing we want to do with the scarf is find our center. In the center, I'm going to grab a piece of floral wire and just tie it. That way I know that's my center. Then I'm just going to lay out the scarf nice and flat, and then I'm going to put my palm right here on one side and just kind of cover it with the scarf. That's my first loop. Then I'm going to find my center, put my palm right there, and there you go. That's the other one. Starting from the bottom, I'm bringing it in. We're going to take the remaining wire that we found the center with and just wrap him around the bow. That's it. you have your bow. Now I'm going to grab 2 of these holly bouquets from the Dollar Tree. And the first thing I'm going to do is pull all the greenery up. We're going to put the greenery to the side of our bow. We're just going to measure how much we're going to need. Now I'm going to bend the ends together. Let's see if I like that, and I do. I'm going to bring this together with the floral wire first. Now I put a zip tie through my wreath, putting my greenery, our little scarf bow, and bringing it together. The zip tie is what is really going to hold everything in place. For the center of my bow, I'm going to be using this ornament from the Dollar Tree. It is a 3D snowflake. I'm just going to put the hot glue right here and anywhere it's touching the actual scarf. There is a little loop to hang the ornament, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little snippers here and just snip that off. And now you can't even tell where it was. And then I'll add a little bit of hot glue on the back when this one cools so I can see what's needed. The bottom, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take where I have my little ruffles, I'm going to take the third one from the center and very lightly, don't pull it too taut, kind of lightly hot glue it, just like that. Just a little dot of hot glue, and I'm going to do the same thing on this side. That way when the wreath is hanging, you can take these others and just cover that part, and it's going to look like it's just naturally hanging. I think this wreath turned out very simple, very elegant, and super easy. For this beautiful wreath, I'm going to be using some of this looped yarn. I got it on clearance at Joann's. Next, I have some mini ornaments from the Dollar Tree along with this ornament, which is so pretty. And of course, a 10-inch wreath form. If you have a white wreath form, you could go ahead and start attaching the yarn. For me, I'm going to cover it with some fabric. I'm just going to cut strips about 1.5 inches and just hot glue it around. Now that the wreath is covered, I'm going to start attaching my yarn, and I hot glued it in place. You can use a pin and just pin it through some floral wire, zip ties, anything you have on hand. And with a white background, you're not as nervous, keeping everything really tight, and you know this one roll is going to be more than enough. I'm going to continue wrapping the yarn around our wreath, and then we're going to decorate. Next, I'm going to grab the wings. I'm going to take this gold string out because I want this to kind of melt into the actual wreath. And I'm going to put through just a thin white one. When I have my wings where I want them, I'm just going to knot the little ribbon in place in the back. Then I'm going to take the ribbon and I'm going to make a little knot, making sure that it's not going to be higher than the actual wreath, just enough so we can hang it. Now that that's taken care of, the little string disappeared. Now I'm going to grab the ornaments and I'm going to remove this plastic part so that I can just put the hot glue straight on the ornament and attach the ornament somewhere on the wreath. And I'm going to spread them out throughout. Now I'm just going to start hot gluing the gold ones in, and same thing, we're just going to kind of spread them throughout the wreath. This wreath is super simple and affordable. I'm going to start with an 8-inch wreath form. You get a pack of 2 at the Dollar Tree. As far as the ribbon, you want something that's 1/2 inch or less in width. For the bow on top, I'm going to be using some of this leftover gold ribbon that I have, and it's 1.5 inches in width. To get started, you want to unravel your ribbon roll. I'm going to go in between just like this so we can secure it in place, and I'm going to do that in the back. Now I'm going to weave it. I'm going to go up and down, around, up, down, around, up, down, around. And I'm going to show you exactly what I'm doing. Just like this, and I'm going to go all the way around. I came to the end of the first section, and here I'm just going to do the same thing, over, under, and around, just like that. And there you go, it's hidden. And then I'm going to continue doing the same thing. And then you're going to have this pattern that kind of looks like little bows. I think it turns out so pretty. I'm done with my first ribbon roll, and this is only 3 yards, and it lasted for that long. Now I'm just putting some hot glue on my next roll, hot gluing the 2 ends together, and I'm going to continue doing what I've been doing, going back and forth, over and under. I'm at the very end. I went all the way around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue on the end here, and I'm just going to hot glue a little loop. This is what my wreath is going to hang on. I have my leftover ribbon, and as you can see, you can really see the creases in the ribbon itself. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my flat iron. Depending on the type of ribbon you use, put it on low or medium. You can always put it up if you want, but I'm just going to run the ribbon through a few times. And now we have a smooth ribbon to make our bow. I'm going to make a simple bow. Let's see how big I want my bow to be. I made my simple bow, and I think I want to put this red ribbon right over, but I'm going to flip it to the dull side so the little snowflakes are only peeking through the inside. Bring it together with a piece of floral wire right in the center. Hot gluing my bow onto my wreath. I hope you enjoyed these 5 wreaths. In the comments below, please let me know which wreath was your favorite. I am so glad that you stopped by, spend some time with me. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing, hitting the bell so you are notified every time a wreath tutorial comes out. If you would love to see more wreath tutorials right now, I have 2 videos for you to choose from, or you can just visit DIY with Nadia on my YouTube channel and watch whatever you want for whatever holiday your heart is crafting. With that being said, thank you so much for being with me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye, my sweet friends. Mwah!